What I'm going to show you what I call a pouring, which is basically liquid mediums and acrylic paint poured together, and I'm going to do that on a sheet of plastic. You could use any kind of heavy plastic really, I've even used shower curtains. This is a piece of foam core board. So I'm going to take the plastic and I'm going to tape it to the foam core board. Doesn't have to be pretty. I'm using a thicker tape just because it'll hold. Now I'm going to use this over and over and over. The main thing you want to make sure of is that the plastic is stretched. You can get this tape pretty much anywhere, sold in the paint supply area of any kind of place that sells house paint. This is a pouring medium. I like pouring medium. That's probably my favorite. The only problem with it is it's very thin. Then I've got the matte medium, a little bit thicker. Matte medium. You can thin it with a little water if you want. I'm going to use one of these Liquitex palette knives, and I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. You don't want it too thick. Well, it depends on what you're doing with it. So maybe you want it thick, but I don't usually use it too thick because it's easier when you're collaging with them. It's easier to have a little bit thinner. The matte medium is the thickest medium. It's the easiest one to work with. Really the thing to do is to get the different mediums and play with them, experiment. Take some time, really experiment before you decide which one you like and what you want to do with it. I'm using primarily golden colors here. I have these clay sculpting tools, that's what they are. But I'm going to be using just a couple of different clay sculpting tools. Try different things. Try palette knives, forks, nails, you can use toothpicks, you can use all different kinds of things to do this. So I am going to use colors that are complementary to each other. So I'm going to just drop color. I don't have any science to this, I don't have any particular, this is not something that requires huge amounts of skill. Just drop in color. That's the ultramarine. This is a cobalt teal. So I'm going to put in some portrait pink for no particular reason, but just because I like it. And it's kind of pretty the way it sits on top of this. Now all these mediums will dry clear. The matte medium, which is the medium I'm using, actually dries a little more opaque than the other ones. It's just got kind of a frosted look to it. The other mediums, all of the other mediums, the gloss, the pouring medium, and the glazing medium all dry very clear, almost like you're working on glass. Just get lost in it, sort of. It's a great meditation. When I'm having kind of a bad day and painting seems like it's too hard, or too much work, then I'll do this. The one thing that you need to know about doing this process is you do need some room because you need to be able to let them dry. You can see too when you put the colors together, see how that's mixing? They don't actually mix in this way. In a matte medium, they're not going to really mix. So I'm going to take the matte medium again, push it out with the knife. You don't want to go too close to the edge. Like I said, it will make a mess. So I'm going to use basically the same colors because I want to show you something here. So I'm going to just kind of put more color down, and I'm going to move a little faster because you get the idea as to how to put the color down. Just doesn't matter how it's put down. Now another thing you can do that's fun is do this on top of a mirror. They're different when they're on a mirror too for some reason. I don't know why, but they tend to be thinner for one thing, I guess because they just spread a little better. I think the glass must have less resistance than the plastic. I think that's good. So let me show you how this makes it a little bit different. This is another clay sculpting tool, and instead of moving it around with this sharp tool, I'm going to do this. There again, the paint moves together, but because it's in the matte medium, which is your thicker medium, it does not mix. That shows you the two differences just with the same medium, the same colors, but different tools.